Welcome to the channel Tribe. This video is a part of our The Tribal interview series featuring Ajay Balamurugadas.
Hello guys, so a few days back we announced a tribal interview series, and today here in Bangalore we have a very special guest who is also courageous enough to change the format and rather do this on FB Live. You don't know what questions we are going to ask, okay? So this very casual plus serious conversation which we will be having. Serious about testing of course, but otherwise it's very casual. So myself, Mahesh, I hope you guys know me. We have Neeraj with us.
Hello.
We have Ajay Balamurugadas, who is obviously famous name by now, and his
Hello,
contribution
everyone.
to
And
yeah. Go ahead. No worries.
thanks to Test Drive for letting me experiment new things. Right. So I think this is the second new experiment I'm trying out. The first one was webinar. Right. So let's get started.
Okay. So we have Priyabrata Das on camera. So in case you guys also have any interesting, funny question, okay, you want to pull Ajay's leg, you can post it in comment. PD will review and PD will take runtime decision whether we should be asking same to Ajay or not. So
And unfortunately or fortunately, in FB comments, I can see who asked that question. So
yeah, so you guys don't have to fear anyway. We will see. Okay. So Neeraj, you will start.
Yeah. So, Ajay, thanks for giving your time. First question which we had is, can you tell us about your journey before starting your testing career? So, like your educational background and getting into testing.
Right. So from which age?
From the age you remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start from the age of 4. Okay. That is when I remember.
Just a reminder that probably your wife is in community, right? So you may have to.
Yeah.
You may want to skip few things. So just giving a tip.
So, age 4, 1994, not 1994, yeah, sorry, 1989, I'm in UKG, and I'm always getting this third rank in the UKG. There were 3 terms. So the first term I get third rank, the second term I get third rank, and in both of these terms, the first rank was got by a girl named Sri Devi.
Okay.
And
So you're that old, like Sridevi, the actress?
I don't know, right? And then my grandfather wanted me to get to the first rank, right? So he accompanied me to the school and then asked the teacher, what should Ajay do to get first rank? Teacher gave a simple answer. He should score the max in every subject, right? And then our preparation started, and I got first rank. And I was like, that somewhere put the seed that, oh wow, nothing is impossible. You work, you get it, right? So that kind of thing. And then, unfortunately or fortunately, I once again got a first rank only after 18 years or something. That's all. Only in 7th semester of engineering, where I did printing technology, BE in printing technology from BMS College, Bangalore. Interesting stuff was I had decided I will not focus on the lectures. I will study on my own. I will do a self-study.
I thought something else.
And I had finished all the chapters well before, like 1 month before the exams. There was this strange pattern. Answer 5 questions out of 8 in the VTU. I had answered 7 for all the subjects, and I was like, yeah, pick the best 5, right? So I topped. So those such small incidents always gave me confidence. For example, when South Africa defeated Australia 434-438, that match, right? I used to get inspired by that, such events. Say, for example, I watched Lakshya movie. In the same engineering time, I watched the Lakshya movie more than 8 times in theater, saying, okay, if I need to study today, okay, let's go watch Lakshya movie. I did not realize that spending 3 hours in theater would help me get good marks. And like, oh no, I'm super inspired now, I'll do well and all that stuff. I did some stupid calculations like in internals, if I could get 17 out of 25 after studying for 2 hours, and I have 8 hours left for the main exam, then I should get 17 into 4 and 68 and stuff like that, where I got 35 out of 100, just passed, right? So, lot of experiments, lot of mistakes, and then I finished my college, and in testing, I did not even know what testing was when I entered testing. It was like, that was the only company which paid 4 times the usual range for printing technology folks.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, huge salary, let's go there.
What was your first company?
Electronics for imaging. It deals with software for printing technologies.
Okay.
Right. So we were kind of hired as domain specialists, having knowledge of printing technology. Right. So the first week itself, I tested not the software but the process, because the first day or the second day, the CEO told the company is open for everyone. You can come on weekends. You can ask anyone any questions and stuff like that. That Saturday, I'm there at that office. I wanted to test, and I had not even got an ID. And I caught the reception staff by surprise. They were like, some new joinee has come who doesn't have an ID, and he says the CEO has given permission to work on weekends. Right? So things like that, interesting stuff, and then slowly made a lot of mistakes, which is kind of summarized in my book, leanpub.com/50 mistakes, 50 mistakes, and then I got into testing.
So, like, when did you realize, for example, when people come out of campus and join organizations, many people don't know what actually is development, what actually is testing. So, when did you realize, like, testing is this, and it is, as you know, people say, it's a step behind development. So, when did you realize that? And what was your reaction? How did you went through that?
Okay, good question. So 2-3 parts there. When did I realize that, okay, what is testing? And when did I realize that testers were not as much respected as developers? That's the second part of the question. So let me answer the first part. So that weekend, I kept going to office at least 2 weekends in a month. Right? The simple reason being, I was forced to execute test cases in Excel sheet, and everyone used to complete it on time. So we were given a Excel sheet with lots of test cases on Monday, and we had to finish it by Friday. And my execution percentage was always around 40%. The reason being, I had so many questions. For example, if the test case read, which was written by seniors, it was read, upload a file. I would go, well, everyone or most of them tried with a single file. I would try with, why not this file? I would upload a 500 MB file and the system would cry, right? And I would say, system is crying, my test case are not running, right? Things like that. Whereas others would say, why are you even trying that? Go ahead and try a small file. The purpose of the test case is not to test the file upload, but something else. But I was like, yeah, a new guy, lots of excitement and PD, and I used to experiment that way, right? So now I had to submit, right? Friday they'll ask, what's the status? So I was like, hey, I had a close friend. He'll ask, you have anyways executed, give me the pass percentage. Right?
Okay.
I would copy paste the Excel sheet. Then my conscience would be like, no, I made a mistake. Go back weekend, execute those, and then update it, right? So when I went to the office on one such weekend, I said, okay, now that we have got testing training for 15 days, now that I've started testing software, I want to be an expert. Okay, so that was somewhere around December the 1st, 2016. December 2016. I started working in July 2016. Right? So around December time, I searched for how to become a software testing expert. So weekend, there is coffee machine, there's silence, just the housekeeping staff cleaning. To my surprise, I bumped into the video by James Buck, titled "How to Becoming a Software Testing Expert." It was like 1 hour long, and I was like, "Oh, there's already a video," and I watched the entire video. Then I realized, "Wow, here is a syllabus. Here is the path to become a software testing expert, right? And it is so different from what I'm doing right now. Then how will I become an expert if I follow what I'm doing right now?" And luckily, there was one more incident which opened up the path, right? That was one of my colleagues. Her name is Shrikala, who was senior to me in college and in office. She forwarded me an email about a workshop, half-day workshop with Pradeep Sundaraj. And I forwarded it to my manager, my team members, asking can the company sponsor and stuff like that, right? They said, no, not possible, too late to get approvals and stuff like that. I went ahead and attended that workshop, paid for my own pocket, attended it. And then I realized some of the topics which were discussed, I had already seen it in James' video. And then the connection. Actually, Pradeep Soundarajan introduced me to the world of software testing in terms of the experts and all that, right? He was my first mentor, if I could say. So that's how when I realized, oh wow, this is testing. What I was doing till now is not kind of testing. And about testing, taking a back step or not being as respected as developers, I felt it. And I remember one more conference before this. It was some Accenture testing challenge or something in a different building, some different company. I had gone there and I had asked this question: why are testers not respected as much as the developers? And I won the best question prize money or something.
Right? We would like to listen to some of the parts of that.
It was long, but you want the answer for it?
Yeah. Well, summary kind of.
I'm not sure if I remember the answer, but if you ask me that question right now, it is. It depends on what value you add to the company, to the team, to the task. If you add value, when I say value, it is as simple as what does the other stakeholder expect from you, right? If you meet that, your designation might not be important at all. It is as simple as who adds more value gets more respect. That's it.
But wasn't that a very basic and common question even back then? Like why testers are not valued as much as developers? It is very common today, right? So what was the case long back?
It was. I mean, as I told, I had asked the same question to that panel where they were discussing all of this after the testing challenge. And this was picked as the best question. So it is even in 2007 this question was asked. It was as common as if.
Yeah, so that was my question. If it was that common, why that question was picked as the best one? Okay. So I think one of the question was also whether you got into testing by accident or choice. So we already got answer for that. So.
Yeah, so moving to the next question, we have can you tell us a bit about your expert traits and Jack? Where are you good at? And people these days they confidently tell I'm very proudly Jack of all the trades. So we would like to know more about that. What are your expert traits and Jack traits, or how do you term yourself, define yourself?
Okay. Right after 2 years of working, I had decided I wanted to be a master of being a master of none and Jack of all trades.
Okay.
Right? So I'll repeat it. I wanted to be a master of being master of none and Jack of all trades. Right? So I used to, right in college, I used to watch everything. I mean, when I say watch everything, it's like a carpenter doing something, right? A plumber doing something. I would pay attention as if my life depended on it. Why? Just to know like what's happening, right? Things like that. Um, and then when professionally, once I started getting paid for testing software, uh, I was like, oh, A/B testing? Okay, let's find what is A/B testing. Blue ocean strategy? Okay, let's find blue ocean strategy. Oh, test design? Oh, good test design. In a way, it was good because you talk about any topic, I would have at least 2 lines about it, right? In a way, it was bad because I never specialized in any one of it. Then slowly, I think in 2012, I got introduced to mobile testing, where I spent a good 4 years testing mobile apps. Then in 2016 was when I said enough of corporates. I want to experiment with startups. Right. So then I went to 99 Tests. I had already tested many apps as a as a participant in those 99 test contests. Right. Now I wanted to join their company and things like that. I left after 2 months and I joined Taito Software, which is which has the flagship product called Sahi Pro. Right? So there I experimented in terms of having my own workshops, right, freelancing career and company, working from home for a few months and things like that. And then I had said, okay, this whole year I'm going to focus on security testing, right? Where I specialize or rather put in effort to specialize in mobile app security, web security. I had attended multiple workshops from Rahul Verma on web app security, discussed a lot with Santosh Tupar. And then I said, next year, automation, right? Things like that. So I've tried my bit to specialize also, but at the same time, I would not say I'm an expert or I'm like super good at any of those, any of either quality criteria or this. But what I, again, going back to 2006, 2007, where I had realized that after 1 year of testing, I don't want to be known as a tester who knows to test only printing software. There I took a conscious decision to be aware of multiple contexts. Hey, you know what? You're testing some other software. Tell me what is it. Give me a software. If I find 5 bugs in half an hour, good. Or else, if I don't find, I'll pay you something or I'll give you a treat. Such kind of challenges I used to take. So that way I wanted to expose myself to different contexts. And I think I lost track.
Yeah, so I also share the same frequency with what Ajay said. Like I'm also master, and I'm master in becoming jack of all the trades. So I mean this resonates with what we call as full stack now. If
Okay, meanwhile I got back the thread where I left. So at the same time, being introduced to James Michael and the CDT community, I started focusing more on asking the right questions, critical thinking, right? The skills required to solve any problem, and especially after attending the problem-solving leadership workshop with Esther Derby, Jerry Weinberg, and all the other participants. I think now I'm mostly going to focus on problem solving. That is kind of non-testing work, and on testing work, I have plans to specialize in API testing. So things like that.
So Ajay, people perceive this like you're jack of all trades and master of none in a lightly negative way. So what do you suggest, like as a beginner tester? Do you suggest like we should become jack of all trades? At least try to know all the things around us, and like what is the good approach? Better we pick some topic and become a master, or we become a jack of all trades first and then pick something later on.
Okay. Here is a heuristic. Wherever you get the choice of or, replace it with and. Should I become this or that? Try both and see how you feel. Listen to your feelings. If you're not happy doing something, however forcefully you try to do that, you will not achieve a great deal in that, right? So listen to yourself. Each one of us is unique. As Robin Sharma says, you are an original. It's already taken, right? There's no other copy. So someone might be of the learning style. Someone might have a learning style of pick up a topic, start from 0, go till 100. Someone might be like, pick up a topic 0, 20, pick some other topic 0, 20, 0, 20. And then as the need of the company, the project, the needs, pick up from 20 to 40 or 60, right? So it's up to you. At the same time, don't be secluded or like seclude yourself saying, I have no idea what is performance testing. I know anything and everything about security testing. Or don't be at the same time, don't be like me saying, I know something of everything, but nothing of something, right? I have a slide in my keynote, which the last slide, it says, it says something on the lines of, know everything about something and something about everything. That I think is my goal as well. I'm still figuring out what is that something I should know everything about. Maybe it could be problem solving.
So, okay, so it worked very well, for you. That's what we can see. Even today, your style seems to be, juggling many things, trying out many things, and experimenting with new things. So the point is, like, a lot of testers, or rather even in general professionals, they struggle when it comes to deciding what is their thing. Okay, so when you say start from 0, do 20, again pick another thing, start from 0, do 20. The problem is the real beauty of that picked thing might be at 30 or might be at 40.
Right.
So which you never reached, hence you never realized, and that's why you simply switched to a different thing. And probably you lost the opportunity to pick that one thing. You as in anyone in the question. You got an opportunity, lost the opportunity to, find that one thing where that person actually wanted to reach 300.
Right.
And probably they'll say, like, there must be a lot of developers probably, who picked testing, they left testing too early, they never discovered the beauty. And they feel that probably, it's not for them. And probably they're not happy in development as well. And vice versa as well. There might be testers who left development, too soon. And they thought, okay, testing is easy and let's get into testing. And there is a confusion there. So what would be, obviously it is not one fits all solution, but what would be your advice to a lot of probably your younger self or a lot of people who are just entering into the professional world? So how they should probably try to figure out where they belong.
Have multiple mentors. Listen to them. Talk to them. One from your field profession, one from a non-related profession, right? So those people will help you. It's my heuristic. Don't try to solve problems which you're facing for the first time by yourself, right? Unless it is like you need to do it. There is always an option. There are mentors. You just need to, as they say, if the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Right.
So know the people from your industry, right? That's one of the biggest mistakes testers, I would say, do. They hardly know any tester outside their team. Mistake number 1. They hardly talk to anyone else. Except the testing, they hardly talk to anyone else. Big mistake, right? I'm feeling like the movie Aparichit, where it says zoom in. So, don't zoom in. So, talk to people, learn from them, network. Don't just network when you need a job. Your first, I think I read it or heard it from Anuj magazine the first time, said your first approach or your first message to any person should never be asking for help, right? It's like, hey, you know what? I need a job. Can you help me? Right? No. It's like, talk. pick something from their profile, go read about them. If there is a common connect, talk. If there's no common connect, it's like, hey, you know what? We both don't have any common connect. I think we should meet. Things like that.
Okay.
So network, talk, network, experiment. Right?
Okay.
Don't try to solve all the problems by yourself. And if you want to learn more about problem solving workshop, it is available at, the schedule is available at testwithajay.com.
Okay. So just a quick check. So PD, people are able to hear us?
Yeah,
The
people are
comments?
able to hear us, and we haven't got any question as of now.
Okay. That's good.
But
We
yeah,
have
I
a lot
had a
to
question
learn.
of myself.
Yeah. So my next follow-up question was around that part where you said, people hardly talk to any testers. So I think they talk to other testers, okay? But so this is again a generic point which can be common amongst testers or developers. So your first point was to find mentor. I think a lot of people take guidance on their career questions or career decisions or their confusions from peers. Peers, as in let's say
It's the same
Neeraj
experience.
and I am working in the same team, have roughly same experience, and probably we are roughly around the same designation and position. There are very high chances that I prefer to ask something to him. So a lot of people do that. A lot of people avoid asking the same questions and confusions to someone who is senior to them or someone who have seen more years in the industry and so on.
I would say it's a mistake. If that person says no, I'll not answer, fine. At least try. Right? Every shot you don't take will definitely miss the target. So at
Exactly.
least take a shot. Right? If it hits the target, bonus. Go for it. So ask. Try. Be fearless. It's easy to say I know. The first time you'll feel some fear, but later you get used to it.
So in my experience also, it's not that peers cannot help, but experience those extra days, extra weeks, extra months and years.
Extra mistakes.
Yeah, extra mistakes, extra learnings. They always add so much that you never know. Even someone with 6 months extra experience than you can add a lot of value, because in that 6 months probably that person has seen something which you exactly need as a learning or input.
And when I say talk to people, it's not just professionals senior to you. Talk to the junior most. Talk to your peers. Talk to the senior. Talk with everyone. If you are someone who is hesitant to talk, write emails.
Right.
If you are hesitant to write emails, go to a meetup. Sit in the last row near the exit. Just listen. Once, twice, the third time you'll feel like, okay. There are meetups, there are communities which encourage people who are shy, who need time to think, who are not spontaneous. There are communities, there are people, right? And once they know you, they will help you, right? As simple as that. And it's not always one side, right? They will also learn from you.
Yeah. So on that note, there is a 15 days tribal challenge running in the community, and few days back I created a mind map. So that is more of to put the ideas,
Meetup.
how to attend a meetup or how to attend meetup comfortably. If you are introvert or if you are not comfortable, if you are just getting started on that. So I think there are a lot of points which I tried to jot down. I categorize myself as an introvert, okay, and I still started something. So it's always about starting, always about getting motivation. So probably you can visit that mind map, and probably that would help. Yeah, Dheeraj. So,
And in fact, the test drive community is a closed community in terms of the Facebook permissions and all of it, right? There are so many people who are passive, who just see what is there. You could be one of them. There is no problem, and
Right.
then slowly
Absolutely.
you will know who is your type, maybe, right? And
It's buffering.
No, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
so let
Yeah.
me complete. So you can find you can find people like you in the community also, right? So yeah, talk to people, be active on the community.
Ajay, actually, I have Shailesh's question with me. So he wants to know what's your thoughts on big data testing.
Okay. have a friend who knows about big data testing, so I usually ask him the question, anything related to big data. Personally, I'm more of the kind, I've never tried or read much about it. So, good thought.
Is he in community? Your friend?
I will add in.
Okay.
At the same time, I'll give you the answer in 15 days. Hope it works.
So that's kind of commitment he
Yeah.
takes. Good. Yeah.
So, my next question is related to what you just said. We all have pains. I have pains. I have pain with maybe senior management, with my peers, with my juniors, with maybe product managers, with developers. So, my next question is, what were your pains and what are now your pains? I would like to divide your professional experience into two parts. First, when you just entered, like 0 to 4 years, what was your pain? Like, and what is the pain now? What were your expectations from your managers when you entered the professional journey?
Okay. So as I told you, in like 6 months, I was exposed to James Mark,
Hmm.
the CDT community. CDT as a context-driven testing community, right? And I was like, hey, you know what? People no longer write test cases. They have these test ideas and it is brilliant and all of it. And I see at my company, people are like, no, this test case has to be run this way. So I had tough time explaining folks why we should try out another approach. I used to get a lot of resistance, which is, if I look back, is fine. I mean, that's how the world works, right? And luckily, I had great team members at that time. I think all the companies I've had great team members. They're still friends with me, right? So that is wonderful. So what were the pains? Getting the go-ahead for in-house learning, getting the go-ahead for trying out new approaches in testing initially. Right now, I have the problems or pains of I see people making the same mistakes I did. Okay. And people not utilizing the opportunities. Long back, I mean, at that time, internet was slow, costly.
Resources were also limited.
Right. I mean, you
No
had
videos,
nothing, right? Buffering was the favorite thing in YouTube, right? Now there is so much available. There are mobile apps, there are workshops, there are meetups, there are conferences, there are videos of past conferences, videos of past meetups. People are writing blogs, all of it.
Right.
And still people ask the same questions. People don't know what's happening around them. And people are saying testing is boring. And I'm like, dude, come out of the well, come out of your circle, look out that world, come out of your company, not resign, come out in terms of the thought process, check the world out, then you comment back saying, okay, it's not good, I agree. Okay, that's your perspective, right? Without looking out, how can you say that testing is boring and stuff like that? So that pains, right? I see a lot of people who want early success. They will not open their mouth during any discussion, during any learning activities, all of it. But in the appraisal, I've heard people say, right, I don't want this or I'm not happy with this. I'm like, I always thought bonus was bonus. Seriously. I mean, that was also one of the mistakes I did, right? And right now I see people being so courageous enough and ask for more bonus, but not the same courage is shown when learning or asking for help or opportunities.
Yeah.
So that I feel bad.
So, my next question is somewhat related to this. Suppose you are given a superpower, like just Thanos, snap of a Thanos, and you want to change something related to testing throughout the world. So, what are those things? What would you change?
Let's see your three snaps, okay? And you can change three things.
It's making tough.
Good,
It was
bad.
originally only one.
It's actually making it easy by giving more options.
Exactly.
By the way, I don't know who Thanos is or what he does. I know he's related to either Avengers or something like
Avengers.
that. But let's replace with whatever it is with a superpower, right?
Yeah.
Superpower, right? I'm of the Mandrake and Mandrake the Magician, that era. I'm of that era. Okay. So three things. Interesting. I'm thinking. Okay, let me think aloud, and then you can pick if it works. I'm thinking of changing the tester syllabus, but then the thought comes to me is there is something called a syllabus from ISTQB, which people are following, which I'm not happy with. At the same time, I'm not even tried ISTQB, so I'm not the right guy to comment on it. But okay, there should be paid time for people to learn. There are already companies doing it.
Nice.
Right? So yeah, let's go for it. Paid time for people to attend any testing event across the world. That's the first thing.
Great.
So we'll have more audience for TestAway. The second is there should be a central repository of all the artifacts a tester could create. Central worldwide repository.
Like a central library, which is like
Right.
probably.
Right. So it's like you go, here is about anything and everything about databases, anything and everything about load balancers, anything and everything about test design, anything and everything about, right? And if you go in depth inside the test design folder, you will see like healthcare domain, e-commerce domain. Every tester who's working on e-commerce domain and has created something related to test design is putting the artifact there.
Okay.
So it's like the one thing which pains me is I believe humans can do a lot of superb things and we are not doing it, right? That's what I feel. I know there are many people who do it, but I feel there are many more people who don't do. So I'm saying we waste human potential, which should not be the case, is my personal feeling. So this central worldwide repository, I would love to be part of it. And imagine the power we all testers would get, or rather the entire industry would get. Like, okay, wow. How would you test XYZ? Go there, see those, add your own new points, pick the points already given by someone and stuff like that. I know it might not work out in terms of business, profits. Some people might create certifications out of it and stuff like that. Some people might put ads in. That's the other part. So that was two. The third one, I don't know. I will leave it. I will come back later.
Okay.
Right.
So for the second point, let's start it.
I've kind of partially started it. So we could start. We could definitely start together again. Not again. We could definitely start together. It's a huge project. At the same time, highly valuable project is what I feel. There will definitely be questions like this doesn't work in this context. Of course, we know is my answer. And if there is already a repository, bring it out in the open.
Right.
And if people say that is my proprietary thing, why should I bring it out in open?
Mm-hmm.
Which I was asked once. My answer is, see, if we don't share, who will share, right? Enough of taking, let's give it back to the community. My share of giving back to the community is like events like these, and there's 6 books available for free on my blog.
Mm.
Of course, there's one more book which I'm charging money for. I don't know, maybe in 3 years, 5 years, or 6 months, I might release it for free also. Right? So yeah, I just wanted to experiment, so I put it on the paid. And in fact, those 6 books were also paid books. After I got what I wanted in terms of money and the reach, I released it for free. I realized that few people were not able to afford it, so I said, okay, enjoy. Thanks.
Okay. So when I was thinking, before saying let's do it, what I was thinking is the obvious problem with this particular project can be that the collection of information only would be, huge task. but that can be still done step by step. The next problem would be, how do you sequence or how do you make sure that whatever information is there is good? It is something which people should follow. How do we categorize that information? But I only got the answer when you go into a library. Okay, there is a section. In Amazon, you basically get details about bestsellers and all. But if you go to library, you just get a section like Indian mythology, right? You don't get a categorization there. This is a bestseller. This is good book. This is shitty book. This is average book, right? You simply get a collection. If you are an explorer, you will go and explore. You will try it out. You will read 2 pages and you will leave it. You will start with the article. You will read 1 paragraph and you will leave it.
Right.
So I think if that question comes, our answer should be that, like, when we are building a library, we are leaving it to the readers.
It was useful to someone, and that's why it has found that place, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, if it is not useful for you, yeah, leave it, ignore it. Know that such things are not useful for you, and then proceed to the stuff which is useful to you.
Exactly. Okay. Sure. So not one, but one very big thing coming out of this discussion. Yeah.
This would be a year-long project.
Probably more.
So if we could sustain for a year, we could take it for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, so next question is regarding manager. So, I mean, there is a known saying, employees leave their managers rather than they leave companies. So, in your professional journey, how much contribution your managers have contributed to your growth?
A lot. My first manager was Bijumon Basista, and if he had not given me the freedom that you explore and don't execute the test cases, I will take care of the rest. If these lines were not given by him, I don't know what would have happened to me. Right? I would have quit testing. I would have become I get bored easily, right? So he gave me a lot of freedom. The same time, he gave me a lot of responsibility. So yeah, of course, managers, the right managers.
Exactly, that was my upcoming question. Next question. So, like, managers are the first point of contact for someone coming new to the testing, and they have onus, like they have a very big responsibility in grooming, in mentoring the new guys coming to the testing. So, what do you feel like? What should be the responsibility, or what should be how should they handle the managers should handle the new testers?
Also, are we, like, as a leadership level in any company across testing? Do you think the leadership level is doing enough? Because I did a talk in online test conference by test masters, and there the topic was what we can achieve with communities and with leadership. Because if you are a leader, you have a team of 15 or 20, that's already like a micro community. You can think about those people, you can care about them. You have a lot of power, you have authority. You have authority to decide what they will learn, how much they'll learn, in what time they'll learn, and so on.
Right. So, coming back to qualities of a good manager, I would say people should respect you as a manager. For that, the right skills you should have in terms of the technical skills and things. At the same time, very important point is, do you treat your team members as people or popularly known as resources?
Resources, yeah.
Right?
So very.
I learned this. I heard it first from Gina Tuppert. She said, connect before correct. What is your connection level before you're trying to correct something?
This was in JTR Pune.
No, this was in Test Drive meetup, Bangalore meetup, where she was a speaker. And this was an offline conversation, not as a part of the meetup. Right? So I usually try to connect before I try to correct someone. And I feel a manager, a leader should also try to understand the person, the team member as a person first, and then try approach. See, again, let's remember, each one is unique, right? someone wakes up early, someone sleeps late. Someone's energy time is in the morning, someone's energy time is in the afternoon. Someone works when there are a lot of details, someone loves when there is just one-liners. And if you treat everyone with the same scale, same yardstick, you're going to get bad results. Instead, oh, you like playing with tools? Here is a project where, play with tools. Or if you cannot afford that kind of task division, pick up tasks which they like at the same time which is useful to the project as well. Right? Someone writes excellent bug reports. Fine. Let the team learn from them. They'll also feel good. Oh wow, my manager has appreciated my skill. Right? Don't try to make templates out of stuff. Right? But at the same time, you also need to think of scale. Right? Okay, 50 members, fine. 500 members, what will you do? Right? So that is also an interesting problem to solve. Who are your 50 leaders? Who will again have 50 more, the next level leaders, and then the 50, right? Things like that. We kind of complicate this problem saying it is tough. Being a good manager, being a good leader, it is not if you know what to do. Know about people and do what you would have liked if you were in their position. Edward D. Bono, other point of view, things like that. That should help.
So you just said Edward D.
Edward D. Bono is the author of multiple books, and he specializes in thinking, creative thinking, critical thinking, parallel thinking, and all of it. So go read about it. So you will know that, oh wow, even this can happen, right? Things like that.
Okay, so you said managers should treat their reportees or
Everyone should treat everyone else as
like
people first.
not as a resource, but
Right.
they should seriously think about them, grooming them.
Correct.
So we all know who Ajay is. Like in a short span of time, he has become Ajay Balamurugadas. So
And then born also as Ajay Balamurugadas. Go ahead.
So for a testing community, Ajay is like Ajay. My next question is, do you have any concrete plan or a roadmap, like where you would be in next 3 years or 5 years?
So this question, is always there. It's there in the appraisal reviews and all. Honestly, I believe a lot of people are, not really clear, and that's how life is. But we just wanted to know whether, like someone like you, have it or not.
Yeah. So I want to stop testing software in 16 years from now. Right? And I want to learn or be like Sherlock Holmes. That's my goal. Right? So
Okay.
I have just 16 years left to do whatever I want to do in software testing. And 3-year, 5-year goals, I usually take it as and when it happens. At the same time, I keep telling to my wife, let's hope for the best, let's prepare for the worst, right? So maybe I'm going to spend more time sharpening my skills on problem solving, and at the same time helping people achieve their goals in terms of the testing communities, my team, that company, all my friends, things like that. I love when people achieve their goals, and that's my goal. And that gives me so much pleasure, kick, and the confidence that it works. So I do it again and again and again and again. Right? It inspires me when I see that, okay, in some small way I've been responsible for someone else's success. I use that as an inspiration. In fact, I'm getting goosebumps. I feel so inspired that I take up, oh wow, I don't know this. I've been pushing it that I don't know this, I'm not doing this. Yeah, man, let's do it, right? Thanks.
So you mentioned you want to give back to community. What are your views about community? Like it's already there, but we want to listen. Like what are your views about community, and where do you think like community should work more on some front? So we have a lot many communities coming up. It was already there and still they are coming.
Aren't we making this too much serious? Like,
No,
okay,
no.
so let's create some spice. Okay. So,
Meanwhile, one community you can also be aware of, in addition to the test drive, is weekend testing community, which I and three other folks co-founded, right? And there are a lot more communities. I just need raise of hands for those who want to help me restart this community activity, the weekend testing, where we test for 1 hour and then the next 1 hour we discuss about what we tested. If I see a lot of hands, I could as well plan multiple sessions.
good.
And get it restarted. Right now it's like I'm paying the fees for the domain and all of it. I don't want to kill it. I feel there's a lot of value there. I want to restart.
Okay. So there was one question which Neeraj, very smartly tried to skip. So we always talk about the scenarios where testers and developers fight, right? Like on something that you not necessarily, but people see that they see each other as like enemies and all. Okay. So probably maybe long back somewhere you had that same thing that okay, developers are not good. But did it ever happen that you fell in love with a developer and then you are confused? What should you do? Like whether you should fight or whether you should avoid doing it and like talk nice things.
So as I usually
Again,
keep
like
my
you're live, so
good. As I usually keep my professional experience and the details as open as possible. So I will just stop with yes, because it will be very easy to decipher who it was, right? So I'll
Right.
just say yes
okay,
and stop there. Okay.
perfect. So again, courageous move. Yeah. Now we can again jump back to
So coming back to my question, uh, it was regarding community. So, what are the fronts where upcoming communities or maybe the test drive should work more?
Stop thinking you have a lifetime to do what you want to do. Okay. Keep yourself deadlines like 10 days, 1 month, 2 months. Think which are those top 5 things if we have to shut down this community in 2 months, what we need to achieve. Work on it. Keep repeating this exercise every 2 months. Right now we think we are like 5 years, ये बाद में करेंगे, ये तभी करेंगे, ये तब करेंगे, ये छोटा खेलेंगे तो 20 नंबर का मीटअप करेंगे. No. Think big. What if you fail? You will learn that okay, ठीक है भाई ये नहीं चलेगा, right? Things like it will not work. That's it, right? Go for it. I think go for it.
so that's still like an approach, right? And few things would be in roadmap of one community and few other things would be in roadmap for other communities. What you see as unexplored areas where probably existing or new communities should touch something which we are not doing.
Okay,
Anyone is
not even new community. I'll just say any community. Okay, let me try to give you 10 things. Okay, I'm not thought of those 10. I'm going to think right now. Repository.
Okay.
Okay. It keeps repeating. You start with test design, some other community starts with test design, and it's repeating, right? Why not have a single repository? That's one. The new testers have no clue how to use a repository. Even if you give them like this is a super book, they don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Okay. So kind of semi-hand-holding exercise with the new testers. The third one was I wanted to say kick all the dash dash, and then I said no, it's not the right phrase. It's like give a small kick to all the seniors and say you've already gone through this journey. Tell me how this community can help you give back to the community, right? This activity can, because there's so many people who have already done all those mistakes, and we are just observing that okay, you did it, okay, the next batch does it, next batch does it. Why? Right? That is one. And then what else? Community can focus on spreading a lot of awareness about testing. Right from college, there's hardly a 2-3 chapters on testing. And what is testing? About unit testing, about agile and stuff like that.
No, at least in Pune University there is an inter-subject SPQA, software engineering quality assurance.
Good.
Honestly, back then I wasn't sure I'll be tester, so I don't really remember what was there. But yeah, I think probably that can be one thing. Someone goes back, checks the syllabus, and at least suggests few
Right.
things, and then it's up to them whether they want to include or not.
And each one is talented. Each individual in the community, outside of the community, is talented. Help them express themselves to the community, right? As your community owners and organizers, give them that opportunity, give them the stage. I know you give, be more aggressive, right? Be more aggressive in getting the voices out there. Okay. That way you will know hidden gems. I never knew that the person who keeps posting welcome new joinees in test drive, Shubham,
Yeah.
was so talented.
Okay.
Till I met him in the workshop. Okay.
Shubham, hope you are listening.
No, even if he doesn't listen, he is talented, is what I would say. Right? I would never know that Satadeep and Anupama from Cobium were so talented till I got introduced to them by Sundar. How did I know Sundar? Though we worked together and I worked with so many other people, the vibe stuck and he was my partner in crime and I was his partner in crime in exploring new ideas for testing things. How did this happen? Network, right? Talk. There will be some people who will act as if they are sleeping, leave. It's not our responsibility to get all the 1 lakh people to the next level wherever they want. But at least try once, and then you see that who are those top 1,000 people who need a helping hand. Give them that opportunity. After test away, I found Savita and Manjuna, who are closely working with me, right? Everyday learning and stuff like that. So I'm like, I have a team of not just at my company with 50 people, 50 passionate testers and in-house, right? I also have a equally passionate community outside my company, outside the company I work for, right? So it's like, wow. I mean, that's one more complaint where I get I'm so much online on media, social media, and with phone. I'm trying to get that balance right. But what I'm saying is, give them the opportunities, right? Give them the platform, right? Things like that. So I've stopped at 5. Maybe I'll pick up some other question.
So, I have my last question is, this is my last question, and this is kind of a self-compliment to the test, right? So I know you love numbers, so you choose one number, you choose any number, you have to say number of things about the test drive has contributed to you in any way, maybe in learning or keeping you motivated, keeping you up to date with some topics, or making connections with fellow testers.
At considerable level, because there are so many things. Rather, everything contributes in some way, some little way. So it's considerable things which probably you found helpful. You can say no, nothing, by the way. That's fine.
I'm just thinking. I'm rewinding myself to 2018, from where I started associating with test drive. So I think the first one was Bug Bash, where I traveled to Mumbai to participate, or it was in
The
Bangalore.
bug feast.
Bug
Only
feast,
for the sake of branding.
Yeah, Bug Feast. Now I'll not mix it up, right? So I've made a mental connection. So Bug Feast, where I won, and I was at the stage of my career where I was not a hands-on tester. Okay, and still I won. Then I realized this is either not good because I'm not getting competition, or at the same time, maybe I'm still not, hands off. I'm still there somewhere, just hanging by the thread of being a hands-on tester. Right? So things like that. That was one, which made me push saying, okay, let's test every day. Let's keep that thing sharper, right? That bug feast. All your AMAs are brilliant. Okay, I keep watching them. I usually don't attend them live because I need time to process. Right? Because if I get, and that's one of the things where which has made me push programming as far as away. I see a concept, I take it so much time to understand by the time I've lost interest or something like that. Right? So AMAs, I take my own sweet time, weeks, months after the AMA is conducted. I watch it at my own pace. And then
So sorry, but big thank you to all the speakers, all the wonderful speakers who were there. So AMSC, we have very little role there. What we do is we give a platform. There is a speaker who shares the knowledge, and you wonderful people who ask the questions. And that's why the enter value gets generated. So thanks to both of you.
So I think there should be an anonymous form as well, so that people who are hesitant to associate a question with their name. For example, their manager could also be in the same community and
Right.
oh, you asked that question that day, right? So here's a suggestion: right? Go away along with your ask the questions with your name. Have an anonymous.
So
AMA?
yeah. So
we already
Google
have.
form goes, but we write a sentence about that the people who are not on Facebook should use that form. So probably we should also add a line. Also, the ones who want to ask anonymously, they can use the Google form. Yeah.
Okay. So bug feast, AMAs are wonderful. These small activities. I am someone whose energy is directly proportional to the energy of the audience.
Okay.
So when I see a lot of energy in test drive, I get a lot of energy. Right? So I think we have done few activities together as part of the community, like the testing points, testing tips,
Yeah.
136 testing tips.
Testing tips.
Right? So when someone entered a testing, I'm like, hey, I need to enter testing. Here it is.
Right.
And then someone entered, like, no, I won't enter. Things like that, right? So thanks a lot for all the people who are giving the energy in test drive. I'm really thankful. I am getting that energy. I'm getting older day by day, but mentally I'm like feeling more energized thanks to the community. Right? So things like that. AMA, the activities, what you do first, the bug feast, then coming to a platform where you let me experiment with workshops.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fifth one, I would say, where I'll stop at 5. Fifth one is the test away, where we had gone for like 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days.
4 days, test away Goa. I had gone Goa before this only as part of Sahi Pro's annual vacation. And before that as part of my school's
Industrial visit.
my school's elocution competition. I represented my school there, and I think that it was in 1998 where I won, and then I went to Bangalore for the next round, and then to Varanasi for the final round, which made an introvert an extrovert. Okay, so Goa is something special.
That's
Good. So these 5 things, right? So and I would say it's done. There are 50 more things to be done.
right.
Let's plan it at a super pace. You need people, there they are. Okay? For whom? For them. By whom? By them. Okay?
Yeah. So
You just take care of the plan.
So that was the next question, I think, where two like sub parts. One is where what we did and we can still improve to a significant margin, and second is something which we have started, which we can start. I think so you answered that in a previous question, like 5 things we can pick, but something which like you can say it publicly, that's fine. Something where we could have done way better. Because this
You could
entire,
have- what could have test drive done better?
yeah,
Use the community members well in terms of their participation.
okay,
Right now it's like 20% people participating.
Mhm.
Right? So what is that 80% doing? What is stopping them? Talk to them. Right? That's one.
So let's say if you are in that 80%, let's assume, like obviously this imaginary situation, on doing what you would get probably, as per your thoughts.
I'll get into that 20.
Yeah.
So you need to think what all factors would be there for me to be in 80? Time, time zone, things like that.
Yeah.
Once you list that out, then we'll solve one by one. There is no one answer for it, right? So that is an exercise for you. Next there was this test away. I've already given the feedback, like how the test away 2 can be much better than test away 1. And with anything, the first time, see, it is easy to comment what is not working. Okay, try it out. Then you will realize how difficult it is. Having run multiple sessions in weekend testing, I can tell that it is easy to say internet was flaky, this was not there, and all of it. Try organizing all of it in your mind first. Just that exercise. Then you realize how many things you miss. Okay, I was a member of a food committee in one of the organizations.
Okay.
And when the food was good, no one used to come and say, "Wow, it's good," right? And one day that person, I asked, "Hey, was the food good?" Everyone is saying it's good. Did you say? I mean, how do you like it or what it is? It's okay. I was like, okay, fine. And some other day it was not good, and that person was like, "Ajay, you know what? The food is not good." I was like, "Did you compliment when it was good?" So, no. You lose the right to complain when it is bad. And I said, seriously? Yeah, seriously. You can go quote my name anywhere. This is my name. If you don't appreciate at least one person, one thing every day, you lose the right to complain. Right?
So you probably give another reason, to be. I'm not sure if jealous is the right word, but I'm in, like Zycus for 8+ years. They never approached me to be a part of food committee. Like, I'm feeling very sad about that. Something very close to my heart, and I was never approached. Anyway.
So take it this way, right? We all are, what is it? Policemen in mufti. Policemen are citizens in uniform, right? So you are a food committee member without being part of the food committee.
So that
right?
I do. No, but there is a privilege, in being in a food committee. Probably.
With great freedom comes great responsibility and all of it. So they expect that you don't need a title to lead, like Robin Sharma quote, right? Maybe that's why.
Right.
I've always seen you bringing lunch. When were you in food committee?
I wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay,
So the reason is he brings lunch. That's why he's not part of food committee. Right? So try not bring lunch. That will open up a new problem or a challenge or an opportunity with your family.
Right.
Solve that.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Okay. So
Ajay said test away 2. Do you want to tell something about?
That
Or
means
we will-
surprise.
It's going to be a surprise.
it will come in a far better way. That's for sure. Okay. And obviously we'll stick to a theme. So different location, different different concept, and yeah, a lot of excitement. And I think even the opinions and the experience of the previous attendees. So everything will come out. So I think you guys should wait for that. Something very interesting coming your way. So yeah, are we done with the questions? PD, we have any?
No, we have no other question.
Okay.
So yeah. So thanks,
Thank
Mahesh.
you.
Right.
Thank you.
And
Thanks, Neeraj.
Thanks. Thanks, Ajay.
And thanks, PD. It wasn't
Thank you.
easy, to hold. So guys, here is the thing. Why? How often you get, very valid reasons to not do something. So today we were struggling to find a tripod which can hold a smartphone or camera to record this, and we couldn't find it. So I'm not saying it's not there in Bangalore, but we couldn't find it. And it was very easy that we were thinking, okay, whether we should go to a, like other offline formats like audio and all. And then anyway, like PD stepped up and he said, no, I'll do the job of recording, and we still did it. So we are not sure how much you liked it, but we enjoyed it a lot. Okay.
I have lost track of the time.
Exactly.
I don't know what the
We are
score
we are
is.
yet to have dinner. We aren't watching India versus Afghanistan, so you can see how
Which
much.
I think, without saying, I'm saying Afghanistan might lose by 18 runs. Is my
Yeah, so he's Imran Hashmi of Jannat, so he can quote like that.
I've been doing this for since my 9th standard.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot.
So whenever you get a reason for not doing something, just ask yourself whether you can give it another chance. So thanks, Priyabrata. Okay, and I think we can stop here. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a